everyone, Amanda here. So I'm going to try and make a little project using the July freebie kit from Artimaze and Friends on Facebook. I've got a kind of an idea in my head based on something that I've done previously. We'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to show you some of the kit. So I've shown you before the butterflies and roses, various sizes. I've printed these on card. And as you can see, I've been using them. And then the actual kit consists of some printable collage sheets. So we've got this one in colour, okay, and then this one. They're similar, but they are different, okay. They're absolutely stunning. And then for each one, you also get a tone on tone one. And now it's not black and white, it's like sepia or sepia, however you want to call it. I say sepia. You know, like old photograph kind of vintage. So that is the, you know, the tone on tone for that one. I haven't printed that one out yet. Okay, so I'm going to do this project first and then I'm going to do another project later. So what I'm doing is, I don't quite know, but I've got an idea in my head for a special kind of pocket based on something that I've made previously. Now I'm using heavyweight printer paper. This is the 120 GSM presentation paper that I use, and I'm going to cut it to about 3 3/4 because I tend to make my journals where the pages are about 4 1/4. It's rare that I do the larger size ones, so I know that that will fit in my journal. So that's what I'm going to cut it to, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a look. I'm doing it out of printer paper rather than card so that it's not bulky when it's put inside the journal. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just having a play with it. I'm going to make a pocket, but it's also going to be a tuck spot. Now I've cut out one of the butterflies here, and I'm going to do a locking mechanism based on a locking mechanism notebook that I did a very long time ago. It's not a new idea, but I've not seen it done for a pocket for a journal. So I'm just going to get my pencil and just roughly mark there, okay, and I don't want it to go down any further than there. Okay, so I'm just doing this by eye. I'll do it by eye and then I'll give you a measurement. So this was 4 inches by a full A4, okay, and I've just trimmed it. So if you were to measure it carefully, let me just fold that neatly so that it's even. Okay, so if you was going to, I have done this by eye, you can do yours by eye. So the top flap measures 3 3/4, okay, so you just, that's 3 3/4, and that bottom one is 3, okay. So what I'm going to do now is I want a slit there because I want this to come through and lock this. So I want it there, so let me just have a think of how I can do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer it with my paper first, I think, and then I will do it. So I'm going to use this one, okay. So I want some of the lovely paper, I like this bit here, I want that one. Okay, so let's have a measure. I'm just going to cut it roughly by eye if I can. So I want it about there and there. Okay, and then if I cut it from the black and white down to about there. Alright, so I've not really measured as such, I'm just, if it's not right I can just trim some more off, it's fine. If I can see where I've made the marks. Oh, I can't see where I've made them now. Let me just try again, hold on a minute. Where do I made the marks? There we go. There we go. So one's there. Okay. Is that about right? Let's just trim that bit first. What I'll do is I'll just trim the width. I can always adjust it. Can always adjust it a bit more off, I think. It's fine. rather than measure precisely. Alright, let's just get that bottom bit off. I did say about 3 3/4, didn't I? I want it to just have a gap. So let's about there. Okay, that'll be fine. Right, so let's just move that out of the way a bit. Okie doke. Now I need to decide what distress ink I'm going to use. I quite like the pink tones, so I'm going to use Victorian Velvet to accentuate, that's not even a word, accentuate the pink in the roses and the pink in the beautiful butterfly. Okay, doke. Right, so once I've made one, I'll probably like take note of the measurements properly so that making the second one's a heck of a lot easier for myself. Just bought some new glue, just bear with me while I open it. Okay. And then, you know, make a note of your measurements, write it down, just makes it easy for yourself. But when you're making something up in the first instance, then you haven't got any measurements to go by. Okay. There we go. I absolutely love this glue, and the reason that I really love it, as I've said before, it dries super fast, it doesn't wrinkle the paper. So I can work confidently putting paper on paper, knowing that it won't warp and look a mess, basically. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there, and then I'll just have to remark where I want my butterfly to pop out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to layer that other page. I'm going to layer it with that. I think I'm just going to layer it with the rest of the what I've just cut off. Let me just trim that off. Should be the right width because I've cut it the same, so all I have to do is go up to the top there. Just make a little pencil mark, just wants to be on there, and then trim that off. Save that because I can use that for something. Give it an ink. Put that on the bottom. And then I've got to decide whether I'm going to leave it as an open pocket flap or whether I'm going to sew it. Not decided on that bit yet. Let's do the closing mechanism first. Let's work that out. So it's going to go like so, okay, and to keep it closed we're going to use the butterfly that I cut out, which has gone walkabouts. Where's it gone? I'll find it later, like at the side of the kitchen sink or somewhere really random. Anyway, not to worry. Right, so it doesn't really matter awfully where I put this because it's a decent enough size. I just want to make sure. Right, so I'm going to just measure where the middle is, roughly. Okay, so let's have a look. So if I level that off, so the middle's roughly here. Alright, I'll just do a rough pencil mark. I can always rub it out afterwards. Alright, so all I'm going to do now, I would use this, but I don't think it's going to reach. Yeah, I don't think that's going to reach. Nope. That's my normal tactic. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to very carefully without, I'll do it the right way, seeing as people are watching. What we're going to do is, we're just going to find the bottom roughly of where I want it, stab a hole there. I need to see how big I need it. Roughly from there to there. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim it out. I have got a penknife somewhere, but can't seem to be very good at using it. I don't know why. So trim up, just go across. If you've got a blade, you know, and a metal ruler, and you're confident to use that, then use that. I'm not very confident using mine. So I use good old scissors. And I've just cut myself a little peephole. If it's not very straight, just go. I mean, once it's locked, you're not going to see whether that's straight or not. Alright, so then what you want to do is, you've got your butterfly, but I need a decent width, so I've just bent the wings back, and I'm going to glue on the body and the tail. Okay, just wipe some of that off, and we're going to have it in that. Okay, just make sure that that will open, that it's big enough, and it is. So I'm just going to put that in its location, roughly where it needs to be. Give it a press. And wait for that to dry. Okay, and then you have got a pocket. Now what you can do is you can sew up the two sides there to close it, or you can glue it, or you could leave it open like that so that you could journal on it. So it could either be a pocket or a journaling spot, and then when you close it back up like so, okay, obviously wait for it to dry, and then you can just bob the wings through there like so, and once it's dry, you'll be able to just open those wings. I think I just need to just slightly adjust. There we go. And there you go. You've got a locking pocket. How cute is that? You might need a bit of trial and error. You might need this bit to be slightly wider. You'll work it out as you go. And then you put your wings up and you can open your pocket. Mine's still wet. There you go. Once it's dry, I might just make this ever so slightly wider. Just a case of adjusting it. But you get the principle, okay? And obviously wait for yours to dry. Alright, and then you can continue to decorate it. There we go, that fits much better now. Okay, and then I'm just going to decorate it. I've got some words here. It says, listen to your heart. I'm just going to trim that down. Okay, I'll put that there. Or shall we put it up there? I'm going to use a little bit of, have I got some bit of lace or something? Get some of this. A couple of these, which are my favourites. Okay, a little bit of this shabby cheesecloth. Stick some of this on here. Bit more glue there. There we go. Bit of glue on my sentiment. Put it over the top of the cheesecloth, layering it up. Do I want those down there? I could have those down there, but then I'd need to make my hole slightly bigger. So let's just shove that up a little bit. Tiny bit of glue on here. Put some of my mesh bling on that I like to use, and we'll just leave that to dry. And there you go. We've got our locking pocket or locking journaling space. So it should be dry now and it should lift up a bit. It's still a bit wet. That's the only reason why I'm struggling. It's all a little bit wet. So that'll lift up like so. Okay, and then you've got your lovely journaling space there, or you could put a tag in. You can add that to a journal page by gluing on 3 sides, then you can put something down the back as well, okay, and then that will be a tuck spot. You open your butterfly, either a journaling spot, or you could put something in there and sew those pockets up, whichever. So all you need to do, lift your wings up. It should be easier now it's dry. Okay, slot it through your little hole and lock and keep it closed. There you go. That's a lovely little project using one of Andrea's freebies. I'll leave a link in the description box to her Facebook page so you can go over and join in the monthly challenge. And I'm going to go and make something else now. Thanks for watching. Bye.